Hello and welcome to season 4 of the NGO Whisperer Show. My name is Dr. Carolyne Opinde. I am the founder of the NGO Whisperer and the convener of the NGO Whisperer Masterclass, the official sponsors of the NGO Whisperer Show. Here at the NGO Whisperer, we provide technical support to nonprofits and social enterprises so they can successfully impact people's lives. Joining us today for part 2 of Global Peace is Dr. Veronica Nikki de Pina, the founder and chief executive of Global Peace. Let's talk. Dr. Nikki, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dr. Caroline. It's a great honor and privilege for me to be able to be part of your program today.
It is absolutely amazing to see the work that you do in the different countries, the 33 countries around the world. In less than 1 year, you've been able to gather together your chapter guardians, and now you have nonprofits and social enterprises and leaders in communities coming to you to say, Global Peace, let's talk. I want to be part of you because I'm doing work in the community. Nobody sees the work that I do, but collaborating with you will help the work that I do gain visibility and credibility. And so as you continue to work with these leaders in their communities, helping communities solve their own problems, understanding their cultures, people might want to know how many of those organizations and how many communities or villages or towns or cities are you impacting right now in the 33 countries that you are present?
I can tell you now that it's far over 1,000. The impact is far over 1,000. Let me give you one quick example. I have a chapter guardian that lives in the DRC. There are some problems in the DRC at the moment. But this young man, and he's young, he's got a family, he's got small children that he loves to bits. This young man just looked around him and said, but where are these children doing wandering around here in the streets like lost souls? And he just decided on his own, I'm going to start a children's club. So he sent me a message and he said, Nikki, I want to start a children's club. What must I do? And we spoke and he shared ideas and I connected him up with Argentina because that lady is also involved in stuff like that. Just quick. So just like that, within a week, he started the first official Global Peace Children's Club. And he gathered all these children. And then he said, now, what am I going to do with it? Because to be able to put children together and you want to now give them paper and crayons so they can draw things and have fun. Yeah, I'm showing you the depth of loss and why we need support, because now paper and colors pencils got money. So Patrick, because of the love for his project, because he's part of the group, one of the other communities said to Patrick, don't worry, I'm here for you. I'm going to help you. And he sent Patrick what he needed, and Patrick held his first little session. And these children were just completely over the moon. So their story is that's now what they will tell you. I go to Patrick's club. I am part of this. They're so proud. Where before what would they tell you? What did they do? The impact is so strong. And then Patrick decided, while I have all the children together, I'm going to teach them little things to protect them about rape. I'm going to teach them not to let somebody touch part of you that they shouldn't be touching. I'm going to give you little bits of what it means to be strong. And he does that in such a gentle way. And these little children just sit in awe and listen to this. And the way they've now learned to be able to say, I have to take care of me. See? So I know it sounds like just a little thing, but you need to understand that it was never there before. Now it's there.
That is in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Yes.
where
Yes.
there has been conflicts for so many years. For so many years, the Democratic Republic of Congo has had armed conflict, and they are currently in war with rebels, and people have lost lives. People have actually moved, and now they are refugees around the world, but they're still citizens of the Democratic Republic of Congo who are in the country. And those are examples of programs that can happen and take place in a country that is experiencing armed conflict, to protect the children and to understand that even though they're still in a state of war, there could be peace that is coming from deep within. And I am just in awe of what Global Peace Let's Talk is doing in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Dr. Nikki, during COVID, many communities that were interacting, and from the example that you have given with Patrick in the Democratic Republic of Congo, people are no longer meeting together, and we are more in the online space. In some of the countries that you are currently operating in, it's not possible even for those children to have access to Zoom or to internet. How has that affected your work, and how are you pivoting?
It has been extremely difficult. And the suffering that has taken place, and the deaths, and having to bury mothers and fathers and children, has been so traumatic. I think because it's been all over the world, we all understand the tragedy of COVID. But yet, in a community such as Patrick, I'm just giving as an example because there are communities, Cameroon, Uganda, in the refugee camp, all over. So now in that community, there's an outbreak of COVID. So what happens now? Because people are sick, people have been told they must stay at home, people have been told not to associate, but they are alone now. Nothing is happening. They don't have access to internet. They don't have access to fancy mobile phone. They don't have all those things. So how are they going to, during their time of illness and being so alone, who are they going to connect with to say, please pray for me, please help me, please can somebody just bring me a bottle of water, or bring me a loaf of bread? Now, look at this. Now you find the young Patricks, Cameroon, Uganda, Botswana, Zimbabwe, where all these countries. Here is this one person. He says, yes, there is COVID. Yes, there's a lot of things that I cannot do, but I am not going to sit down, because I know that over there is that little boy that I need to take some bread to. And there is that lady with her children. I need to make sure that she gets some medicine. And this is, I'm telling you the truth from my heart, how these young people have continued throughout the whole of COVID. Not one of them, not one that belongs to our teams that we are aware of, has said to me, Nikki, for a few months, I'm not involved. Every day they have been sending their little stories of what they have been able to do to the best of their ability, how they have still managed to be able to connect with the children, how they still managed to take the children in the worst of situations and give them a form of protection. In Uganda, for example, during COVID, there were people coming and kidnapping these young children to sell them. You know that it's a global issue. They were on the attack. They were in one community in Nigeria, coming to take all these children. And one of our chapter guardians, her name is Dorothy, she lives in Nigeria. She gathered a team of people and she went that night in the darkness, because they got a tip from somebody and they went in the darkness through the worst time of COVID, and they went to go and rescue those children. And they managed to take a whole lot of those children away from that situation that night. So yes, during COVID, to the worst and the worst, nobody sat down. It went forward.
Great and amazing stories that are coming from Global Peace Let's Talk. An example that you have mentioned is an amazing lady that I know of, Dorothy Akende, and she is the founder of House of Helkia Foundation in Nigeria, and she's doing amazing work in Nigeria. I'm very familiar with her work, and just to know that she is part of Global Peace Let's Talk, and it's at the forefront of protection of children and prevention of human trafficking and rescuing children and women and boys and girls who have been human trafficked across the country, and even sharing knowledge and imparting those who are in other countries. So I am very familiar with some of your chapter guardians, and just that goes to show the impact of the work that you do as an umbrella body that brings together all these global peace ambassadors around the world. Now, we know that everything you do is through partnership, starting from the work that you do with your chapter guardians to the communities, and even globally as a member of the United Nations contributing to the Sustainable Development Goals. Who are your partners, and what plans do you have for the future to promote peace globally?
So the leadership, the top leadership that we put in position, I'm talking about the board members. I have a gentleman from Botswana, Alphonse McLeod Changwe, we call him the hunter, who just appeared. Alphonse is on the board. And then we've got Tamika. Tamika is from Jamaica. She serves on the board. I've known Tamika from way back. Tamika's focus is on art. A beautiful, beautiful woman who then, little did I know that Tamika was very experienced in putting together policies and procedures. So she came on board with that. And then in Pakistan, Digital Senator Mian Atik came to Global Peace. It's a miracle. And he's able to support Global Peace through a digital profile. And then another miracle, Kevin Walton is living in the USA, but Kevin has huge, huge experience on agriculture and how to help people set up certain projects that are able to generate income. And then we also have a Professor Arthur Kurt Elias, who is in Dubai, and he's got a high-level experience in strategic planning, so he joined us. So those are the people that serve on the board. And then, miracle, and I need to share this because it's a story of God's love and God's protection now of global peace. So I was invited to attend a Zoom, and I was really, really busy that day. I didn't have time. But something, papers all over, and something just said, you need to go onto the Zoom. So I went onto the Zoom, and the very first person that started talking that I connected to is called Melody Garcia. And Melody Garcia, she just captured me. I sat and listened to her, and I thought, what am I hearing? Because she was talking about how God works and how God finds people throughout the world and connects them. It's just something that happened, that he knows. He works through you to say, I'm going to send that, and that person to you. So that was part of her discussion. And then she introduced Mark Anthony King, and Mark spoke about things that happened to him in his life. And it is deep stuff, hurtful stuff, deeply, deeply damaging stuff. And he spoke about this, and he had my whole attention. I was in tears. And how this man shared how he managed to overcome those tragedies in his life. So remember now, I don't know them at all. I've only just listened on a Zoom. So after the Zoom was finished, I managed to find a connection, so I was able to send a message on Messenger. And I was just saying, thank you so much for having been able to be with you and what you said. And I also said in that first message, I don't know how I got on the Zoom, but I did. And I never expected this woman of this higher profile to even read it or respond. I just thought, let me just send it. And within an hour, it was late, early hours in the morning, that side, here comes a response. And that led to a conversation for us chatting via the messenger for over an hour. And look at the results of that, because now Melody Garcia and Mark Anthony King sit right at the top of Global Peace. Let's talk.
Wonderful.
They are called Global Innovation and Executive Ambassadors. And the impact of that has just been so incredible. I have no words. Let me tell you quickly to add to this. We have our very first child ambassador in India, this young girl, her name is Trapa. So it was Mark's birthday. So I asked the chapter guardians, would they like to just send a happy birthday? And the whole team, not just the leaders, I'm talking about the team, the members, the messages just streamed in, not messages made up. It was messages that came straight from the heart. They said happy birthday in their own language, in their own way, how they celebrate. A lot of them sang little songs. So all of those clips, plus Trapa sent a little clip from herself. All of those were sent to Mark. Well, I cannot begin to explain what happened with those, because Mark was just so overwhelmed. He never expected it. It was a huge surprise. And his feedback, he sent a little message to our child ambassador, the most beautiful little message to this young girl, who now is so filled with love that she tells her dad, Daddy, I'm a peacemaker. I want to always be with peace. This child was so excited, and our members were so excited when they saw the feedback that Mark sent them on the video clip. Because what has happened now, it's created another strong level of connection. Just slot it in like this. Because nothing that is said or done is made up from the outside. Everything comes from the inside. It's so real. It's the touch, seek first to understand before being understood. And it just created the circle of family.
Absolutely wonderful. And I know you belong to another family called the NGO Whisperer Global Fellowship Program. Share with us, what does that mean to you personally? What does that mean to you as the founder of Global Peace Let's Talk? And what does that mean to the people that you serve?
With Global Peace, we needed training. We needed somebody to teach us many things to make sure that Global Peace adheres to all the policies, things that we didn't know. So on our own, we were thinking, how are we going to get all this information? Who should we be speaking to? And from nowhere, I just felt, God said, don't worry, I'm going to send you something. And an introduction was made to the Whisperer, to Dr. Carolyne. And we were so privileged to have her on a Zoom, sharing about what the Whisperer does. So Alphys and I, because Alphys and I, remember, we worked very closely together, we were listening. And both of us were like saying, and yeah, God says, here we go. I've just sent you what you asked for. And we were extremely privileged that Dr. Carolyne then said, I'm going to put you onto the program. We had no idea exactly what it is that we were going to learn. But I want to share this with everybody that is listening. From the very first 5 minutes onto that course that we were sitting in, our eyes just opened this one. Our hearts opened this one. Our skills and knowledge with every single minute that passed we were soaking and soaking it in, because every word that was being shared was what we needed to be able to make us professional. It's what we needed to know how to do this. What are the rules and regulation? Where must you concentrate? What structures must you have on place? There was nothing missing. We've been very fortunate. We've been in our third class already, and a 2-hour session, you sit there thinking 2 hours, you will not move from your chair. You are just so involved and listening with such a depth, because every single word that Dr. Carolyne says is connects with you. It's what you want to hear. You keep saying, I didn't know that. I didn't know this. And then your mind just opens up. You think, oh, I must do this. We're going to have to change that. So what it does, it brings its form of extreme professionalism. It helps you to focus. It adjusts, because through the learning so far, we have now adjusted our whole structure. We are busy starting from scratch, and we're busy rebuilding. And we're busy looking at things that we are learning, and we're busy taking everything we've learned, and we are now working on that. So in a sense, Global Peace Let's Talk is now very, very much part of the Whisperer, because it's the Whisperer's information that's going to be placing global peace in the international fundraising environment.
Thank you so much for your kind words. Dr. Nikki de Pina and Elfas MacLeod Shongwe, also known as Hunter, are part of a 6-month program that we call the NGO Whisperer Global Fellowship Program that started from July 2021 all the way to December, and there's going to be a graduation ceremony on the 29th of January 2022. We are already into the third class. There's still more to come. Every month, every Thursday, there is a class, a 2-hour masterclass. And at the end of the month, we gather people who are not part of the Global Fellowship Program to join us for 2 hours every last Saturday of the month. In the month of August, it won't be the last Saturday of the month. It will actually be the 21st of August. And we invite you to go to ngowhisperer.com/masterclass and sign up for all our masterclasses, the 2-hour masterclasses that are for free, and there are 4-week high impact masterclasses that run every Thursday, and that is what Dr. Nikki was referring to. Ladies and gentlemen, it's really an honor and a pleasure to have you here today. And as we come to the end of our show today, I'm going to ask Dr. Nikki to share with us her message to governments, her message to the civil society organizations and corporations, and her message to good citizens like me and you on what we can do to promote global peace. Dr. Nikki?
My message to governments across the world is people that are elected to serve in government are people that are there to serve. They are not there to do anything but to serve. And what is service? Service is ensuring that you organize and support those in your country that are starting to make a difference and value to all the people in your country, because they matter. The people that have voted for you, you need to know that they matter. So I'm saying that the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience. Leading a government is not about comfort and convenience. Leading a government is asking, where do you stand at the time of challenge and controversy? What is it that you as a leader in a government are going to do so that there is no further violence and displacements and refugees and hunger and suffering in your country? What are you focusing on? Change the way. Change the way. We need leaderships now that seek to understand before being understood. Be leaders that people will talk about you. that your legacy lives on, that you have supported the end of suffering and made your country a country of development and growth, so that everybody is able to go and buy that loaf of bread and not ever have to share one slice between poor children.
What message do you have for good citizens around the world on global peace and promoting peace within their families, communities, and in their places of work, or even for children at school where they go to study?
My message for good citizens: don't give up thinking, I can't be a good citizen. I don't have money to start a project. I don't know what to do. Of course you know what to do. If you can see that there's an area and your heart feels hurt when you see that, then be the good citizen and gather people together and say, what could we do today to make a difference? What are 3 things we can do together? And ask the people to start sharing ideas. Even although there's hurt, a lot of pain with COVID has given us one good thing. And the one good thing is communities they've definitely have united during this time, because their fears and their message has been the same. So you already have a structure where people with the same thinking have been able to come together. So if you are in a community, please, I would say to you, if you feel in your heart that there's something you can do it. Stand up and go and do it. It doesn't have to be something big, it can be something small. Look at the schools where the children are. Is there something that you can do to make a difference in that school? What are 3 things that are needed there? Can you start a very small circle of children, a little children's club? Can you talk to parents about abuse? Can you invite special guests and invite parents to special evenings? There are a million things that you can do to be a good citizen. A good citizen is about promoting areas that of collaboration that will lead to peace building. Collaboration is the secret. Collaboration is the key. We have to focus on that. So if you're in whatever country you are in, do like Patrick has done in the troubled areas of the DRC, and just go out there and make it happen.
Dr. Nikki, where can people find you? How can they connect with you?
We're on our website, www.globalpeaceletstalk.org. And if you feel that you would like to be a part of Global Peace Let's Talk, to share your skills and your knowledge with our people across the world, maybe you have a project that you think, you know what, I'd like to share this project that could maybe work. Again, for example, with a little group that started in the DRC, or in Cameroon, where the orphanages are. We have many, many orphanages. So maybe you've got some little project that you say, I'd like to get involved, I'd like to help, I'd like to offer support. Please contact me. We would love to hear from you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Veronica Nikki de Pina, the founder and chief executive of Global Peace Let's Talk. It's been a great honor and a pleasure to have you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Carolyne. You have my greatest respect. Thank you so much. I would like to see every single person working in NGOs and NPOs go through the skills and the training that you offer. I encourage everybody, please take that opportunity and see the difference it will make in your projects. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for the last 2 weeks with Dr. Veronica Nikki de Pina. We delve deeper into what Global Peace Let's Talk, her global nonprofit that is in 33 countries around the globe, is doing to promote global peace. We invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. We also have masterclasses that we have put together for you. And we also have Dr. Nikki de Pina in our masterclasses. And she is one of the NGO Whisperer Global Fellows. So when you sign up for our masterclasses, you will be partaking the classes alongside our Global Fellows. Hop over to our website on ngowespera.com/masterclass and sign up. We have masterclasses lined up for you for the second half of 2021. As always, is all about connecting people, raising funds, and impacting lives globally.